We are back, family, in a video that I never thought I'd bring you for a while, man. So this video necessarily is gonna be you know, to simply take a deeper realization of life without any source of electronics, man. You know what I'm saying, family? And I know that this video is gonna be very different because, most people, they see themselves as what they are on social media, man. And let me tell you, family, social media is a stepping stool because it helps you get yourself to where you want to go, man. People use social media for different things, man. And that's because you see it when you're on social media. But this topic is about who you are when you're not on it and who you are when you are truly alone, man. Because social media is out here really to keep you to feel like you are not alone, Nothing's wrong with ever being alone. Or if, you love to be alone, family, you're empowering yourself, man. Because when you are alone, you take a deeper realization of things and you feel people's energy on a deeper level, man. Your third eye helps you, realize shit about people, man. So that's why I say, family, who are you when you're not on the internet? You know what I'm saying, family? And whenever you go out, man, treat people with love, respect, and you want to guide them to the light, man, because you are glowing like the sun, family. You have light in you, man. It might not be at its highest, but you have light in you, family. That's why I'm trying to help you so you can motivate others. But Instagram, social media, any kind of social media, everything that I'm, using to help myself get out there with these phones is a source of disconnection, man. Because if you are giving every single part of yourself to the phone, well then who are you whenever you're not on it, man? It's like the only chance that you don't have or to yourself is when you go to sleep, man. And life like that should not be. Because if there were no phones in this age, man, what would you be doing right now, family? And better not when there ever comes to a age or a point in time to where phones end up becoming, abandoned, or if you want to call that they're no longer here no more. What are you gonna do then, family? That's why I say, family, you need to look at life from on the outside instead of looking on the inside of things all the time, family. Because what do you really love to do if you ain't on your phone, man? People don't want to go outside, or people don't want to, ride to, the park and eat an ice cream outside and just take time to really have a bond with nature, man. Because they have been lost, man. I'm telling you, man. We live in a world, or an age full of zombies, man. Because most people crave things that are outside. That shit. If you see trees, man, think of how the forests are, man. And all that is what you used to live in, family, right? But now you are living in homes that construct your electricity so you can never feel at a state of bliss forever, man. Because everything is around you to keep you, you know, temporarily disabled, man, in a way. So that's my question to you, family, is make sure that you're someone that can live without social media before you are on it, man. Because if there ever comes to a point in time to where there's no more internet, yo, what are y'all gonna do, family? If the world was to become blackout, I don't want y'all to go crazy, man. But what I'm gonna tell you is to go into a meditative state, man, and get that awareness that you need so you can use it to protect yourself, man, in a world that ain't gonna give you information, man. Because if you were to turn on the news right now, man, they gonna show you about people killing, or they gonna show you bullshit, man. That's not to diss them, but that's to go against the grain, man. Because they're keeping you at a lowest part of yourself, man. And what are you doing? Nothing but feeding into the bullshit. And that's why you don't have no confidence to attack this bitch back, man. You know? Remember, family, life is in your hands, because in this life, man, you have the opportunity to attack like the snake, man. But if you don't, man, and you hold on, or you don't, you know, proceed forward, family, well then, you're gonna get comfortable with being still, and then you're gonna come up, when you're trying to finally do things, you're gonna latch on to fear, family, because I'm gonna tell you right now, family, being still is the worst thing you could do in this life, family. That's why I say, family, you want to get out of feeling like, all right, so say you're in a state of comfortable, man, you want to get out of that situation, man, because we weren't born to become comfortable. We were born to create things and to live something that only you want to live, family. But other than that, family, keep in mind that social media and the internet is never gonna be here forever, family, because it wasn't here before. So if it was something that was just made within, a couple hundred years ago, what makes you think that's gonna live forever? If it comes to a point where nature, or they want to say shit like weather, the weather's changed, and you can't control nature, man. So that's what I'm saying, man. You gotta only control yourself, man, because if it comes to a point where everything starts shifting, family, and things start eroding or corrupting, man, you ain't gonna be in control to where you feel like you have the power to hold on to these things. No. And that's why I tell y'all about detachment, because eventually you're gonna have to detach from not only these games or your girlfriend, but you're gonna have to detach from this body, man. That's something you have to swallow before you really want to do life in, because life knows you before you know life, man, because life is still. And when you are still like life, you realize that something ain't right, man, because you realize then that life is showing you that it was never really still, man. Why do you think it rains? Why do you think, the wind is around you? Everything's in a constant state of motion. Little do you know. And it's trying to remind you that that's how you are supposed to be, man. Every man in this world should want to work out, man, and should have a body that fulfills them, man. Because if all this fucking GMO food wasn't in the world, family, you wouldn't have nothing to feed your gut, man, to the point where you're gonna look full. Then you would be stronger, faster, and wiser, man. You know what I'm saying? The way of the world is to listen to your knowledge and to be alone, family. Because if you put your faith into women or to another man, family, you're only gonna, be able to trust them until they no longer want to be a part of you, or till they want to do their own thing, family. You know what I'm saying, family? Other than that, family, this video is to help the people who don't want to do nothing, which could be, to fulfill anything they want to, because of who they feel like they gotta be on social media, man. There's people, believe it or not, in this world, family, who don't want a job because they are influencers, but feel like if they work in a job, people are gonna look at them like they are less than, man. But you must realize that you were here before social media. And when I say that you were always here, phones only came recently, and that's because your body's used as an insulator to control this type of currency, man. You know what I'm saying? But on a deeper level, y'all, everything is on electrical phone because of your electricity, man, and what they can use to harness you. But yeah, family, just realize that life is gonna be gravy. whenever you finally realize that you're in control. Remember, family, I give y'all this messages because I was never taught this growing up. I never had people of intellect. I ain't gonna lie. Some people had intellect in my family, but they were never in my life for long, man. I was always snatched away from the people that had helped me the most, man. And I don't know why that was to be, but that's just the way the world works, man. If it's something that suits your best interest, man, they don't ever want you around it for too long, man, because you don't need them no more. You realize that all it takes is for you to have the proper energy to do anything you want, family. A lot of people who can watch me yap for long is because the energy I have to talk to y'all, family. And you don't see me bored of being on the camera talking to the people that watch my videos and fuck with me as a person. You know why? Because phones ain't even natural, man. So if we were in the old days, family, I bet we would all be around a campfire right now talking and making shit. Because that's how life was for all of us, man. We got along with and before the phones, and we are always gonna get along, because that's how life is, man. That's nature as an overall being, man, and we are nature. I tell you that, family. So that's why the way the world is gonna be into is depending on how you see it, family. You have the ability to tell someone something to uplift them, and you have the ability to tell someone something to destroy them from within, man. If your powers, or should I say your words, which are your powers, are vibrating higher, man, because then your words are much more deeper, family. But yeah, family, there's nothing else in this world that I want y'all to reach more than enlightenment, man, because enlightenment is a step to elevation, man. If you're living with your parents right now, family, what is it that you're gonna do, man, to eventually have your own house, man? You want to be financially fit, man. If it comes to a point where your parents are sick, man, do you want them to become sick forever, man? You don't. You want them to become well beings, man, because they made it to where, think about it, family, if you have parents busting their ass right now for you to have food, you want to do the same thing for them, man. So what makes you think you don't want to make money or not even just become something so they can say my son was this, man, But nowadays, man, you want to put a false character or narrative about who you are on social media, and that's probably why people don't fuck with you, or you don't get people attracted to your page, man. Because remember, family, even if you were to hide who you are on that, they gonna eventually have to see you in the physical if it was to lead that way, man. You want to have positive energy about yourself, man, because when you have that, you're gonna automatically motivate them, or that light in you is gonna automatically push them away because they fear that change. When they see you, they see change, man, and it's like a door on the other side of the room that they, can't get themselves to open, man, because if they can, or if they could, they would have been did that, man. And that's why most people that are chosen, man, they say that a lot of people have got their backs turned on them, because it's not that they turn their backs on you, but they can't hang with you because they don't see that they are worth hanging with you. Family, you have too much power, and you are too fucking smart for most people or individuals, family. And that's a good thing, man. If you are smart and you are not like a normal individual, man, you want to thank yourself that God has chose you for a better position in life, man. He chose you to become a healer or to become a person of true wisdom, man, so you can seek, understanding, man. But yeah, family, now that I've given you the key to having a strong will and to going within yourself to build your will up, what are you gonna do with it, man? Social media is gonna be here for a while, man. So I'm not saying look down on it, but you must become something with that tool, man. Because if you are not, becoming of something, family, well then you're lost in the past, man. You're like a chapter that someone has read, and they're not gonna go back to that, man, because you are not in the present still becoming, you know? You want to become someone of power, man. Because if you ain't someone of power, family, well then you lose your power, man. You know what I'm saying, family? You want to become like stone, man, which is hardened and ferocious, man. You know what I'm saying, family? Because if you are not, well then I'm gonna tell you, family, whenever your ego, gets hit with a punch, man, how are you gonna react? You know what I'm saying, family? And that's what I want y'all to be aware of, family. Don't have an ego, or remember what people tell you. Don't let it affect you. Because if you can let that shit affect you, family, well then they defeated you without laying their hand on you, family, and your willpower will sink, because you don't see yourself as alpha no more, family, But yeah, family, just know that every real woman out there, and I'm speaking from experience, family, would want a man of peace, holiness, and self-control, family, because now they don't gotta worry about no type of protectance, or they ain't gotta, worry about being sophisticated, man, because they know that if you're a leader, family, you're gonna guide, and you're gonna make sure that nobody's gonna fuck with them. You know what I'm saying, family? That's how strong you are, family. Only if you know, man, because the energy you will have, man. The energy I have, family, I don't have to speak and give it to y'all, man. But I choose to because of all this energy I have, man. When I walk around or go places, man, I see people that don't have this type of energy, man. But I'm so attractive, and people stare at me, give me eyes and everything. And I know that I seem somewhat, mysterious, and it's like people want to get to know me, or if I was a book, they would want to read me, right? So that's what I'm trying to give you, literally, your own book, man, so you can figure out why the fuck people find some people intriguing, man, family, because it's not about you or the flesh that they see. It's about the light inside of you, man. It's the sun that is activated. Remember, you have the sun in you, family, and that's why you have a bond energetically and spiritually with it. And if you don't remember that, I'm here to tell you that, family. That's why, you don't feel burned, or you don't feel like it's death when you are in the sun radiating, family. Instead, you get a fucking glow, man. But yeah, family, just know that the internet is here to keep you distracted or feeling like you gotta compete with someone. And that's why I say, man, you don't want to go for women. If you are a true man, you're not gonna look for that, man, because women are add-ons, man. Man, first thing a man should be doing is getting his life together, family. Because remember, a true man is not gonna look for a woman who can add on to their life, man. Because think of it like this, family. Yeah, it's a benefit if the girl you find in your life has their own things, accomplished. That's a benefit, and that's even better for them. But it doesn't do you no better, man, family. Because even if the woman had nothing going on for herself, but she was, really loving you, and she was, wanting to get into the business or the position you are doing to maybe help you out on your things, man. Well, then she is someone that you will still accept into your life, family, because men will always look at women differently, family. And that's just who you are, That's our biological essence, man. And who we descended down here as, family. But women, on the other hand, they make sure that it's like you gotta have something for yourself before they see your worth to pursue for them, That's not how it was anciently, family. Because let me tell this, family, if we were all Egyptians, right, you were all worth more than what gold is today, family. So then women would never be in these fights battling for who it is that they are gonna go for. No, because everybody was attracted, man. So you just had to have confidence to spill your beans, man. You know what I'm saying? And from there, family, that's when y'all worked on bettering civilization, man. The way y'all seen it. But yeah, family, just know that if you ever feel like social media is too much for you, stay off it for a while, man. You know, you gotta catch up with life, man. And life is right here, man, in the present moment, man. Life is when you are not around everybody else, or when you are not on these fucking devices, man. You know, because remember, even the person that is on that social media, man, it is still you in real life, man. So that's what I tell you, family. Make sure that it's something that you want to do, because if it ain't, family, well, then you are wasting life, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, family, just know that a man is not gonna look at a woman like how a woman looks at a man. We are two different beings. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we get along when you are the right person for each other, man. Because you take on different roles, man. I tell you, man, you have to be the warrior to protect her, man. If someone's coming your way, you wanna be able to snap next if you have to, man, to protect the girl that is truly for you, family. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta find the right woman, family, because getting betrayed or feeling like you've been cheated on is the worst feeling in the world. Because I never experienced that, family, but what I'm going to tell you is that if a breakup hurts, imagine being cheated on or being someone that has felt like you are no worthy deserved for them, you know? That's what I say, man. You don't attract women with this, man. This is a good tool for you, but what attracts everything to you is the energy behind this, man. If I had no energy, I wouldn't have no base or no, I wouldn't have no deepness to the esophagus, family. So it would be much harder or much more, challenging for people to even listen to the message, because I'd be like I'd be feeling like if I was talking off of a balloon, because I wouldn't have no deepness or no toughness about my energy, man. You know what I'm saying? When you give you another way, family, the maturity you once had will seep away, family, because your body thinks that the kid you are giving or starting to create is for that one being, man. And that's why it becomes strong as fuck, man. But if you was to just put that shit on something like this, family, well then you will never have your own business. And it's not even a hard thing to do, family, because if you were just to simply leave yourself alone and just love life naturally, man, everything's gonna come to you, whether you want it or not. Whether you feel like being on YouTube or not, or whether you feel like doing something that you don't want to do, is gonna force you to become something, family, because the energy that you have, you're either gonna, love the things you do that guide you, or you're simply gonna lose that energy, man, because there's so much energy you have, and if you don't do nothing with it, man, it's gonna leave you regardless, man. Because the universe is saying that, damn, yeah, he's a true person of keeping on everything he has, man. But if he's just sitting on his ass all day, then there's still no point, man, because he's not showing the world how creative he is, This world started with creativity and creation and that whole, family. Because when you go outside to look at a tree and just to even look up in the sky, man, you gotta be thinking like, damn, man, this is something that was created, man. It's a creation in itself, man, just like us, man. But yeah, family, shit. Never show no fear, man. And be, someone to lead by example, family. Because people are gonna have everything to say about you, man, whether they want to or not. Your girl's gonna feel much safer around you, family, if you have that energy inside of you, man. Because she ain't gotta worry about nobody coming to rob her, or if someone wants to grab her booty, family, without you realizing it, you gonna snap. Well, not snap, but you gonna snap whoever that is, you know what I'm saying? Because you really might not care, man. You might just look at it like you will never ever get this in your life, man. So enjoy the one-time opportunity you had, man, because you are a king energy, man. You know that you are above everybody. Not saying that, but you know that in yourself, man, because most people don't value themselves, man. They value women, they value, necessities, man, or they value, things that don't give two fucks about them, whether that is, anything, family in itself, man. You don't want to value a car more than yourself, man, because you were in the car driving, you know what I'm saying, family? And when you get out of it, everybody's looking at that being, man. They're not looking at the car, more so the person that's driving the car, man, because you're in the driver's seat, family. So you want to have something inspirational to say about yourself, family, because it's power in that, man, But yeah, family, that's all I wanted to talk about, man. Just know that social media is a life that is, fantasy, because it's something that you can't grab onto, but you can only put something out there. It's like flexing something that you don't have, but you're showing yourself, man. It's not really a good or a bad thing about it. It's just, don't put your whole existence into something that is of no value, man. I could see if you were getting paid from it, man, and you were taking it serious, man, then that's something different, man, because now you are playing with numbers, man, and numerology is something that is powerful, but it's also powerful when you are starting to make things happen, man, because now how are you going to support yourself, man? You need money. Well, you don't really need it to live in the forest, man, but you need it to be sophisticated and to live the proper life you were supposed to live, man, because it's an experience for you to take in, man. You don't want to say you lived a bad experience, man, because you chose to. Fuck no, family. But yeah, family, just be aware, be mindful, and live the life you want to, man. Because if you don't, you're gonna regret living life, man. And it's gonna hurt you the most, family. You know why? Because if you're older, man, and you look at your younger self, you're gonna be like, what the fuck was I doing with my lifespan, man? Because I'm pretty sure you're gonna have convos or conversations with other beings, man, that have did things with their lives, man, because they didn't want to become nobodies, man. Not for the world, but for them. Because life is an experience of bliss, man. But you only get one opportunity in the same body you came down here in. So that's why I say, man, why wouldn't you want to take an opportunity, man, and live out that good ass life, man? You ain't here forever, man. So, vlog or game or change the dynamics around you, man. You can do that, but you can't change nobody else, man. And that's all you need, man, because just this alone will change people, man. Because once they realize why shit ain't going in their favor, man, there's something that they might have to change within themselves, man, to realize what it is they gotta get in this life, man. You know what I'm saying, family? And that's what people need, man, because if they ain't doing the right things, man, well, there's something they're not doing to get them somewhere. But yeah, family, the struggle is gonna change you, man. Because once you realize the struggle is to make you, man, you are gonna appreciate those times, man. Once you appreciate those times, family, you're gonna teach that to maybe your son, your kid, which is, a very powerful individual, man. That's, you are putting all, your life into, man, because that's what you did anyway to bring the soul down, man, I only tell y'all to do this, family, because if you do want to have a kid or you do want to live a life of bliss later on when you're older, man, you want to make sure you are living good, now, man. and you want to do it now, man, while you are feeling even better and stronger, man, because you are in your prime right now, man. You don't gotta be no fucking rapper or somebody that they tell you to feel like you're in your prime. You are in your prime when you are naturally at your strongest and lightest form, man, because now, you know, nobody can fuck with you, man. You bleed like everybody else in this world, man. It's just they don't know what you are capable of, man, because you ain't on the internet or you ain't worldwide famous, man. And that's one benefit and pro to you, because now if the world doesn't really know who you are, family, you have the whole world around you and you have yourself to build up, man. You don't need nobody to build you up. And that's if you want to, man. You don't have to, because remember, fuck with the world on, man. And not the whole world ain't gonna agree on what you gotta say, but it's all about how you can benefit from the world, man, and how your pockets are looking. You know what I'm saying? If you are looking good and you ain't, you know, falling, like I say, man, you are doing good in life, man, because you want to dominate all sides of realms, man, and all balance starts with you, family. Remember that. But yeah, family, when I'm on my phone, family, I just look at how these things have fucked us up over the years, man, because now females and guys are more attached to their phones than who they are attached to themselves, man. And that's why they will never feel that true attachment of when they come together, man, because before they break up or say they're not getting along, well, there's always these, so you can always feel like you can get away with things that average people in this world can't, man, you know. And it's fucked up to say that, man, because when you look at other species, man, like look at the ecosystem and just look at the foundation of how the world is. You don't see fucking lions or jaguars or even snakes or spiders, you know, on the phones. But if they find someone to mate with, man, they gonna stick with that one person, man, and that's true love, man, and it's true form, man. But that's not with us beings, man, and that's only because of social fucking media, family, you know, because now you get to play these games, man. Now, you know, you get to test people and you know, the depreciate who the fuck should gain access to you or not, man. And that's sad, man, because now, family, you know, that is going against nature in itself, man. You're going against yourself, man. You are nature, so you're going against your own self, man. And that's why you don't ever feel like you are in a peace or a place of peace or harmony, man, because this is, you know, stealing the energy from you to this, man. If you're on that all damn day, man, you know, and that's why you gotta change yourself, man. But I love y'all, family. Just know that the media does not define who you are as a being, man. You are who you are right here in the flesh, man. Like myself, man, how I give y'all the messages and how I am with the videos, this is how I am. If you were to see me in real life, man, and you were to shake my hand and be like, I focus your message, because a lot of people come at me and be like, man, I focus your videos, man. And I appreciate the love, man, whoever tells me that, man, because I'm just trying to motivate you so you can be a better person, man. Because if you are the better person and your family, man, people are going to look up to you. And that's all you really want them to do, family, because if they're not looking up to you, man, well, just know that they are doing the right thing, man, because they're looking up to themselves, man. But when you are looked up to or someone's looking up to you, man, you are doing the right thing, man, you know. But remember, family, remember that always, because I'm gonna let y'all go, family, you know, with the light or without, you all are the light, family. So protect your mind, family. I love y'all, man. And the best thing to do